Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Civic Education. I'm Miss Aisha. Have you heard about the story of the squad? The squad were a group of intelligent superheroes with one mission. The mission was to protect the land and its people. Altogether, they had come up with an intelligent plan, but there was a problem. All the members of the squad had a different idea on how the plan should be carried out, and this meant they were always going in different directions and putting the land and people at risk. While it was clear that everyone meant well for the people, it was also clear that no progress was going to be made if they were not united. So, what did they do? They decided to select Miss Litix from the squad to lead them. Miss Litix was very intelligent like the other members of the squad. She knew how to plan well. Everybody could count on her as she always did what she said she would do. Miss Litix was also very truthful. She never used anything that was meant for the community for herself. She knew how to communicate with everyone in the squad team and also with members of their community with respect. As the leader, Miss Litix ensured the plan was followed diligently, and when she thought there was a need to change it, she spoke to members of the squad. All the members of the squad took directions from her, looked up to her, and reported back to her when there was trouble. With Miss Litix as the leader, the squad was very successful in achieving their mission. There you have it, kids. What we have seen with Miss Litix is leadership. Do you know that everywhere we go, there is a Miss Litix there? Yes, we have leaders everywhere from big establishments like a country, a state, the church, our school, offices, and to very small establishments like our classroom and even school clubs. In our country, Nigeria, the leader is the president, but there are so many other leaders in the country. We have the ministers, state governors, permanent secretaries, commissioners, and so much more. In our school, we have the head teacher and other leaders such as the head of department, class teachers, head of support staff, head of security, and so many other leaders depending on the school. But kids, can you guess what the smallest unit of leadership might be? Yes, you guessed right if you're thinking what I'm thinking. Self. Yes, self-leadership. You and I are all leaders, and this is the most important form of leadership. If we are not able to lead ourselves, we will struggle to lead others and to also be a good member of a team even when it is led by someone else. You're probably thinking, how can I possibly lead myself? Well, I'll tell you how. Self-leadership means that we are honest with ourselves and others. It means we do what we ought to do, when and how we ought to do it. For example, getting out of bed when the alarm goes off, so that we have enough time to get ready for school and get to school early. Self-leadership means completing and submitting our assignments at the due date. Self-leadership also means helping out in school and at home even when we have not been asked to. Essentially, a good leader always looks out for how things can be done better and is always happy to support. For example, in the classroom, when the class captain, who is in charge of making sure the classroom is clean and free of dirt, carries out his leadership role properly, the classroom will be clean and everyone will be safe. In the same way, when the teacher comes to class at the right time and delivers the lesson well, the pupils will learn better and do better. What about the coach of a football team? When the coach plans the training for the team and encourages them to work hard, the team is more likely to be successful. A good leader is able to put the most important needs of the people first and ensure that they are given attention. This is what we call prioritizing. For example, in a country, some of the most important needs are education, healthcare, and security. We must not forget that a good leader must also be a good team member and know how to follow rules. Why? Yes, because the leader must know the rules of the group, whether it is a country, the school, or a classroom. For example, Miss Litix must continue to follow the plan set up by the squad and cannot change it without speaking to them. In the same way, the president of a country must follow the constitution, and the head teacher of a school must also follow the school rules. Now kids, I have a short quiz for us. Imagine after Miss Litix was selected as the leader. She decided to change all the rules without telling any member of the squad. She was very disrespectful to the team and to her community, always blaming everybody for anything that went wrong, and used the resources meant for protecting the community to buy a house for herself, and even started punishing any member of the community she did not like. What kind of leadership would that be? You guessed right, bad leadership. This is the exact kind of leadership we do not want. With bad leadership, either at the local, state, or national level, we the people will be very dissatisfied. This is because bad leadership affects everyone. It might mean that children do not get good education because the schools are in very bad condition and there are not enough learning materials. Bad leadership can also cause accidents if the roads are not repaired at the time they should be. It can also mean that a lot of people will not get medical attention because we do not have enough doctors and medicine to treat them. With bad leadership, people are also not safe at all. The citizens start taking matters into their hands because they do not trust the leaders to protect them. As people become more dissatisfied, they start to speak out and ask for more. In some cases, they come out peacefully to demonstrate, and in other cases, they are not so peaceful and they riot. A famous riot was the Aba Women's Riot of 1929, where the women expressed their resistance at the proposed taxes and the warrant chiefs under the British colonial rule. In other cases, people go on a strike action. A strike action is a form of protest where workers stop working for a period of time in order to achieve a purpose. Like when the Labour Congress went on a strike action to tell the government to implement the minimum wage of 30,000. You know kids, strikes and demonstrations sometimes are a good way of improving leadership because it can encourage leaders to communicate with the people. However, if it happens all the time, it can affect the community or gathering because it means no work is happening and it could be a sign of very bad leadership. Now it's time for our brain teaser. Let's review what we have learned today. Question 1. I must have a title before I can be a leader. True or false? False. We are all leaders and we must lead ourselves before we can lead others. Question 2. Can we indicate which of the following are qualities of good and bad leadership? Honesty. Does not listen to others. Leads by example. Changes rules without asking. Blames everybody for anything that goes wrong. Respectful. So, let's get to it. What were the qualities we identified for good leadership? We are correct if we selected honesty. A good leader always speaks and acts by the truth. Leads by example. A good leader is a model of good behavior. Respectful. A good leader speaks and treats everyone with dignity. Well done, kids. Now, let's walk through the qualities of bad leadership. Does not listen to others. Yes, a bad leader listens to no one. Changes rules without asking. Bad leaders change the rules to fit them and do not seek the opinion of others. Blames everybody for anything that goes wrong. A bad leader is never wrong in his or her own eyes. If anything goes wrong, everybody else is blamed. Let's look at some new words we learned today. Establishment. An establishment is a public or private institution set up for a purpose. Households, schools, communities are establishments. For example, a school is an establishment for learning. Prioritize. Giving attention to things based on their order of importance. For example, as a good student, you must prioritize learning and studying. Dissatisfied. The state of not being happy with something or wanting more from something. For example, The teacher was dissatisfied by Shola's behavior in class. Very good. Time for a memory tag. So, sing along with me. I'm a leader, and I'm proud to be, and I'm ready to lead my people right. I start by leading myself, and then I can lead others. I am honest, I am kind, and a listener. I am a good leader. I'm a leader, and I'm proud to be, and I'm ready to lead my people right. With good leadership, there will be peace, security, and growth. But with bad leadership, we have the opposite. I'm a leader, and I'm proud to be, and I'm ready to lead my people right. Well done, kids. We have come to the end of today's lesson. I hope we are all pumped up and ready to show good leadership everywhere and every day. See you later. Bye.